No more moms. Let's bring in Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville. Senator Tuberville, what do you think about my mom's analysis in L.A.? Just for the heck of it, have some fun with it.
Well, you're getting close there, Larry. I don't know what's happened. You know, we've lost family, obviously, in this country. We're not near as close or as gender combined as we used to be, and you and I growing up. But we've got a lot of moms out there that are looking at things a little bit different than our parents looked at or we looked at. But we got to remember, our country is headed in the wrong direction under Obama, under Biden, and President Trump is trying to put everything back together. But I tell you, it's a tough situation what President Trump is fighting now, when you've got a lot of people out there, a lot of women are saying, you know, I'm not voting for President Trump, I'm not voting for any Republican, because things are going the opposite direction. Let me get this straight. We're paying a little bit more for gas, but we're being stolen from in every other part of the country when it comes to federal government. We were leaking oil bad under Joe Biden. President Trump's got it all back going in the right direction. We're still losing a lot of money, as you said, in this fraud nonsense that we're having to put up with right now. But Larry, we have got to help the middle class in this country. Our middle class includes a lot of women, and the women need to understand President Trump's for the middle class.
Well, I think, you know, you make a point. My value definition of a mom may be very old-fashioned or not. I just don't know, Senator. I don't know. That's why I'm interested in this L.A. race. I never pay much attention to those politics, but what the heck. Meanwhile, you're right, by the way. You got your backup. Jay Powell, the departing Fed chairman, although he's still sitting on the board, being a jerk, actually. But anyway, he gets an award of some kind at the Kennedy School at Harvard and talks about Fed independence. You know, and hats off to Seth Lipsky, the editor of the New York Sun, for his editorial. Kennedy was for Fed independence day to day, but Kennedy believed that an incoming president had the right to appoint his or her own Fed chair, called coterminous appointment. And Jay Powell is against that. So Jay Powell doesn't know what he's talking about, sir. Excuse my English.
Well, of all things, Larry, he's getting a Courage Award.
Yeah.
You know, Jay Powell is. And courage for what? Standing up to President Trump? This is obviously a liberal award. They're proud for him standing up to President Trump. But while he was doing that, he was ruining the country. He put our middle class in bad shape. Our housing has gone to hell in a handbasket in a lot of areas across the country, and it's all because of what Jerome Powell did. And then, of course, he gave a 50-point bonus tax cut right before the election of Kamala Harris. Now, if that's not politics, I don't know what it is, but it's just unfortunate. He's gone, he's out. Kevin Warsh should do a great job, and we're very fortunate that we can get a guy like Kevin Warsh to take over a Fed that's bloated, that's overspent, and I think he'll get us back on track, but it's going to take a while. 25,000 employees. You got to love that. It's the biggest central bank in the world, of the industrial countries. By far, Senator, by far. Now, before I lose you, Senator Tuberville, I'm so worried about losing you. You're going down to the State House in Alabama whenever that's going to happen. But I got you for a few more months up here anyway. You got to get some tax cuts in there. You got to get the voter ID, photo ID bill. You haven't done the DHS. I don't mean you personally. We had Senator Blackburn on, you know, conservative activists. There's the arterial sclerosis going on in both the Senate and the House, in both parties, but the Republicans are in control. You can't go to the midterms in November with nothing, sir. You got to have some product. We need some growth. We need waste, fraud, and stealing and corruption. There's a very good circular out today in the administration to deal with that. I'd love to see some tax cuts for the middle class, maybe inflation-adjusted cap gain. You know what I'm talking. You got to have some product, Senator. Well, we've got to fund DHS first. It's a shame what these people are doing. And it's not just the people in this country that work for DHS. We have people all over the world that are doing great things in these drug-infested countries that are not getting paid at all, Larry, that work for DHS. But we've got to get that done. We have to do the NDAA next week. We have to do the Clarity Act. We've got a lot of things to get done, but we've got to get DHS out of the way. But I don't know whether we can do reconciliation, because we have 4 or 5 Republican senators that dislike President Trump now because what's happened in these elections. I don't know whether we have a vote to get 51 votes. It's just a crying shame for the American people.
This guy is trying to change history. He is trying to completely remake the Middle East. He is trying to protect freedom and investment and trade in the Middle East. He's trying to protect our ally Israel. And you got a bunch of people that are just ankle biting him to death, Senator. You know what? I got to tell you, it's just not right. It's just not right.
Yeah, 80 million people voted for him, but a lot of these senators from some of these states have taken it very personal what's happened, Larry. It's unfortunate because we have a chance to change our country and change a lot of the things around the world if they would just help President Trump on just a few things, but they're not going to do it. I'm just afraid that we're in a deadlock now for the next few months.
I always say, going way back to the very beginning, my relationship with him, help him, do not harm him. He is for America. He is for America. Senator Tuberville, so are you, sir. It's a pleasure to talk to you, as always.